Okay, now, all right, now let's see this in action now. So we're going to see how get request work to a JSON placeholder. We're going to see how post request with a body. So we just look at some other things right here. And so let's just switch to Postman. Okay. All right, so I'll just like to create a new workspace here. Okay, so we have it here now. So this is Postman. If you know how to use Postman, that's good. And if you'd like me to create a separate video on this, think we can do that. So here is what we have here now. So what we can do right here now is I'll use a JSON placeholder now. It's free and it's just to fake some REST API calling of this kind to explore any authentication needed now. So I can just send a GET request to this now. So let me copy the URL first. So if I should come here now, I can send a GET request here. Let's see what happened. Okay. So let's make, here now we're getting 200 error, right? Like 200, which is okay. And this is what we're having here. And we are actually getting the HTML page back. This is an HTML. So let's say I want to access a post here. So I can easily say like something like post, then I want to access the first post I'm seeing there. So if I should send this here now, this is agency format. I'm seeing a user ID, I'm seeing an ID, I'm seeing a title, I'm seeing a body. So if you look at what comes back here now, we have a status code of 200, which is request successful. The server responded as required, right? So we have that. If you look here now, we should have some headers too. We have some headers here. We see catch control, message. Can we see that? Can we see that? Can we see the content type? Application/JSON. Can we see that? So you can just see ETag also, and many other things that you can add, right? We can see what is in the L that here. We have X rate limit. We have X powered by. And we just see the header there. Cookie, we don't have any cookie for now. So all this information are flowing back alongside our data. And we see all we did here was just in our URL, we send a GET request. Don't forget, we send a GET request. We don't have any header, we don't have any authorization, we don't have any parameter, we don't have any body, we don't have any script. So I'll just save this. So just like this. And now you try to do something else again now. So let's say I want to send a post request. So I'll just go ahead and duplicate this. But now we want to send a post request instead. So you can just come like this. And right here, you can say you want to enter some raw JSON format here. And what you want to do here now is write it here now. So I'll just go ahead and say, I'm sending title. And I'll call it video drew. Right. Then I want to have a body. Here now, post request is trying to create a user data. Don't forget that. Post request is trying to create a user data. Then I'll build the drew here now. I can just say body len HTTP methods. So we have that. And I also have something like user ID. So we have user ID here too, just like this. So I'm sending it to this post here as a raw data. So let me send this request here now. Here now. Okay, this should be a post request, not a GET. GET, I'm getting like several several post requests. So, but now, like several data, you see the ID, 34, we see the title, the post itself. I'm getting a list of those data. But if this is a post request and I'm sending it like this, all right, we are saying it as an internal server error. Okay, I think I should use double quotation for this. Okay, so we can go again now. And now we can see the status code 21 created. And we get the data that was created back. And now we get the new ID that was assigned to it, the user ID that created this data, this information itself. So here now, and we've also checked the header here. You will see that this thing automatically, we say the location we are sending this to, right? We say that it's sending applications to a JSON format. The static code that was returned to, which is correct, which is what was expected for creation of values or adding some data to the resource folder itself. So yes, now we're able to see some like get request and post request in action, right? This is test. This is getting a request. But let's not say, let's try with another URL now with some authorization header. So I'm going to like go ahead and try with this URL. Okay. So I'm going to send a request now to get a public profile. So if I send this request now to get this public profile, notice the request is sent back to me. So it's giving me the detail of this profile, the username, the ID, and everything on this profile. But if I should click on the headers here, notice what it's giving me here. You can see the X rate limit here to 60. Let's check that. You can see X rate limit here to 60, and you can see the X rate limited remaining to 59. The one that is used is 1. So that's how many requests I can make per hour without authentication. This is how many requests I can make per hour without authentication. This is how many I have left to make. So this is how many requests I've used already, and this is what I have left to do in that sense. And we should also have a countdown where the timer resets. So if I should send it again now, you will see that now if you show that I've used 58, okay, now I have 58 left, I've used 2. And we see also this reset timer of when the rate limit will actually reset itself. So that's how GUI API communicates. Communication happen in the header, and we get our results in the body. So my request header now, that would be like 60 to jump up to like 50,000 per hour. Like if I am authenticated now, so this 60 can jump up to 5,000 per hour, which I can make like 5,000 requests per hour. So hope you get this now. I'll see this our body. We're just getting some information right here. So let's go back to our slide right here. So here now, let's see this. This is like 3 mental model work, and let's just say it works. So this is actually what happens here. So every HTTP interaction has 3 layers it's working with. It's working with a method, a status code, and an header. That's an header with the headers. So the method now is the intent now. What are you trying to do? The status code is the outcome. What happened when we are trying to process what you are trying to do? This is where you get your 200, your 300, and those error. And the headers now, what does each side need to know? The content type, the authorization, the cache control, and many more. What does each side, the server and the client, need to know? Right, so you have to design all 3 simultaneously. It gets that return 201, That's wrong. A post request that returns 200 with nobody, that's also wrong. A private endpoint with no cache control, that's a bug waiting to happen actually. So this is something that you need to build around. You need to know what you are building as you are building this along. So there's an homework for you. You have 3 tasks and do all 3. And the first one here now is map every CRUD operation to the correct HTTP method and expected status code. So you have to create now. Okay, now create is to what? So resource, what's the status code now? In that sense. So just map it now. Read. Read is an operation. What's the HTTP method for it? Update, a partial update, a replace. You can do this in 30 seconds. Just try to refresh your memory with this. Another thing is now open your browser dev2 network tab now. And on any website now, if you find a request now using any of these, that's a 200 response, a 304 response, 1 redirect, notice the header of each type. Just take a look at the header. Then also, you should hit the JSON placeholder, which we try first on Postman, with get, post, and delete, and check the status code each of them return. So find the content type header in every response that you see there. Find the content type data in every response that you see there, and let's just see how that works. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. So in the next set of videos, we'll be talking about Python for back-end devs. So the feature that actually matter what you need to learn, we're looking at type hinting, decorators, context manager, the Python that Django and Fast API, I assume you already know. So drop a comment. What have you learned in this video? What have you been getting wrong about HTTP method? I'll read every one of your comments. And if this has helped you, don't forget to subscribe and also like this video, as it will help others to see this video. Then I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, I post a video every week. At times more than a video. Bye. See you in the next video.